Alrighty. All right, what's going on, you guys? Your boy Ben Mahari here. Was represent MehariNation Sports Podcast. This is debate night right here on Basketball Conversation, though. This is episode 26. This is debate night. So much love to the entire LDBC and the basketball community. We got Latavius Moran in the house, though, too. We got 503, Oddfellow, and Free Smoke TV. They're all in the building, though, tonight, though, guys. So let's start with Latavius Moran. How you doing tonight, though, my brother?
Man, I'm doing great. How you doing?
Man, just chilling though, bro. Just chilling though, man. We also got 503, one part of the Houston Hard Hitters in the house, though. What's going on, 503?
What's good? What's good with it? Big MSP. Salute to the panel, man. Salute to the chat, man. Salute to the LDBC, man. Houston Hard Hitters in this bitch. Usual suspects too. I see my brother, big old fella in the building. Free Smoke TV. Can't forget, man. He Houston Hard Hitters too, baby.
That's right. I'm gonna mention that up. No problem on that. Oddfellow represent Canada. What's going on, my brother?
Yeah, y'all know what it is. It's your favorite, get your most hated Oddfellow. Salute to the usual suspects. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Latorius Bovin. Salute. Free Smoke TV. Salute. Of course, you know what I mean? 503 line. You can check me out up on there. You know what I mean? Salute to 503. And y'all know what it is, the LDBC. That's what it do.
Yes, sir. And we got Free Smoke TV in the house. Also, another member of the Houston Hard Hitters. What's going on, Free Smoke TV? How you doing tonight?
What's good? What's good, panel? What's good, fellas? Big Odd. Everybody that's on the panel. You know, we just rocking out, ready to roll, talk some basketball, man. You know, we do so much boxing, man. I'm ready to dig in, man. You know, I hear you always slandering James Harden, so you know I'm here. I'm ready. Let's get it. Let's get it. Yes, sir.
All right. So we got everybody in the house. I see a lot of people in the chat there too, guys. We got LeBron Legault, Lewis Sports Network. What's going on, brother? El Intelligent Cycle, Anthony Brown, Derek McGee, Brown on Boxing, and the 1-on-1 supporter, Frank Costin, foremost, always holding that down, though, man. So, all right, let's get down to business here. So this week, last weekend, I should say, we saw the last episode. We saw the last two episodes of the documentary, but there have been a lot of backlash, you know, off of the episodes of how the characters were portrayed, particularly from Horace Grant and Scottie Pippen. So let's start with Latavius Moran, though, first, though, bro. So what you thought about the documentary in general, and maybe the last two episodes, though, and what you thought about?
Well, I didn't actually catch. I like to wait until everybody watches and get their opinions out of the way. Because like I said, I remember when they actually played. I was talking with a guy offline about it. And I remember when this era was going on. So I didn't really catch the documentary yet. I like to wait until everybody's done with it. Then I'll go from there.
Oh, yeah. No problem with that. I'll ask you more about what were your memories of that team, though, in a little bit. Okay. So hang tight. So 503, my brother. So what you thought about the documentary? Were you able to see some episodes? What you thought about it, my brother?
Yeah, man. I seen like up to episode 6, 7. I haven't watched the last 2 yet.
All
you
right.
know what I'm saying? 8, 9, and 10. I haven't watched them, man. But so far, so good, man. I just don't like how motherfuckers. My biggest thing with it, man, is they trying to depict Jordan to be this bad guy. You know what I'm saying? Riding apple ass nigga, bro. I don't really like that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? He had a killer mentality. You feel me? And he wanted to win at all costs. You know what I'm saying? I don't like how they really made him to be the bad guy. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, though, man, I like the documentary, man. It was real good.
All right, for sure. So most hated Oddfellow, my brother. What's your thoughts about it so far? Same question.
Well, old cliche is like good guys finish last, you know what I mean? He had to be the bad guy to, you know what I mean, achieve what he was able to achieve, so to speak, you know what I mean? There's some, you know what I mean, parts of his personality that I don't take to, you know what I mean? But I'm not going to sit here and say that he ain't the GOAT, because he is, you know what I mean? But as far as the documentary go, it wasn't really, I kind of agree with Horace Grant. That was more, you know what I mean? How can we call it a solidified documentary when Jordan pretty much had the control of the narrative of how everything looked? And the narrative I caught is that Pippen was kind of slighted, and then, you know what I mean, throughout the documentary, and there was parts of the you know what I mean, Pippen's slights, you know what I mean, Pippen's mistakes that didn't need to be in there. You know what I mean? If we talking about the championship, the dynasty teams and whatnot, why are we why are we picking that little scabs at that, you know what I mean, of Pippen's past and whatnot when other teammates have already admitted that they've gotten over it. You know what I mean? So I didn't like certain things like that with regards to the documentary. With regard, like, I mean, Jordan, you're the GOAT. You know what I mean? But bosses gotta they gotta take some responsibility when they throw the people, the team, the staff under the bus. You know what I mean? And Jordan did do that. You know what I mean? When he was calling out. You know what I mean? In the earlier days when he was calling out his team members for, you know what I mean, sniffing that coke and whatnot, girls everywhere drinking, you know what I mean, drinking absurd amount of alcohol and whatnot. You know what I mean? What happened to the old cliche is, well, what happens in the locker room stays in the locker room. You know what I mean? Does that not apply to the GOAT? But I'm gonna let y'all rebuttal that, because I know we got some Jordan fans, some MJ fans up on this panel.
All right, don't worry. We'll save that. Don't worry about it. I'm glad you brought this up. We're gonna cook that in a minute, though. But let me get to Free Smoke TV first off, bro. So, Free Smoke TV, your thoughts about the documentary? If you've seen it, you can just bypass the question. But what are your thoughts about the documentary so far?
I mean, so far it's kind of like it is. You know, we've been all big and as basketball fans, period. You want to get that insight. You really want to know what really happened until you see what happened. You know what I'm saying? And you see the good, the bad, and the motherfucking ugly, bro. You get to see it all. All of MJ. We wanted to find out more about MJ, and goddamn, we got it. We found out this nigga human. He got flaws too. You know what I'm saying? We idolized him like Black Jesus in the ghetto. Like, you know what I'm saying? Bro got flaws too. You know what I'm saying? And like Big R said about pimping, I ain't really like I don't like sucker shit. That was some sucker shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it was just the white folks or was it Jordan idea, but goddamn, he approved it, so he had enough say so. But yeah, other than that, man, it's pretty cool, man, because you know, you always been curious, want to know what it like, you know what I'm saying, watching that dynasty from behind the scenes. You knew they had in-house drama, but actually getting to see that shit in firsthand is really, it's good, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's good, bad, and the ugly. But if you a true fan of the game, you honored to see this, because this is something you've been curious about pretty much your whole life. And I'm good.
All right, no doubt about it, though, man. No doubt about it. Jay Dill says Pippen was a known hothead in Chicago and someone with some bad business sense. Oh, you're right about that. We'll save that for later. But I want to get into what Phil was kind of talking about in his response to it, because here's the thing about, you know, the whole, this is the part that I'm really just trying to talk about, the whole snitching thing. See, the problem with Horace Grant's argument is that you say that Michael was snitching about, you know, what his teammates were doing during his rookie year. You know, I don't blame him for saying that. But how can you say that when you were basically the lead source in the famous book that Sam Smith wrote about the Chicago Bulls, about the Jordan rules? See, that right there in of itself is like a double standard to me. You know what I mean? Now, I'll let y'all cook on that, though. Let's start with Latavius Moran first. Do you want to cook on that, though, if you want?
Well, as far as like what the guy just said earlier about Jordan, I mean, most of us play sports. The leader is always the asshole. You got to be,
Yeah.
because nobody follows you without that firm hand. Like, you got to tell a person how it is. You got a playmaker who's always just quiet to go do his job, but you got to have that dog out front that's gonna tell you how it is and then go out and lead. So I can't blame Jordan for being who he is. Look at Kobe, same thing. And I guarantee you, when LeBron retires, you're gonna hear the same thing about him.
Right.
Right now, we hear that he trade people, but I guarantee you're gonna hear that he got on people just like Jordan. You know, as far as Horace, man, you know, I don't think nothing should have came out of the locker room. We used to always keep stuff in house. You know,
Right.
it gets out. And if it gets out, it was a reason for it. Somebody wanted it out for a reason. So, it's always some kind of backstory to it that we still hadn't heard, even with the documentary. So it's going to be another backstory to come out to why this all happened in the first place. So
No,
I don't
I
know.
agree with I no, I did. I definitely agree with you, Mr. Boran, because the thing is, though, bro, like there are certain things in locker rooms that just needs to be kept under wraps. Unless if somebody was a physically assaulting somebody, that's totally different. But I'm with you on that because the thing is, no matter what happened in those locker rooms, there's a code in those locker rooms where you keep things in house. And the
Hmm.
fact that the fact that you allowed and here's the weird thing about that. The weird thing about that is that Horace Grant said that in the documentary he was friends with that reporter with the Chicago Tribune. So that right there in of itself to me is like, bro, you admitted that you were friends with the reporter. So how are we supposed to take this and think like, well, I'm not the one who was leaking out those stories, but you said that you were friends with the reporter. So how does that make sense?
Right.
You know what I mean? I just never understood that. But let me pass that around because I'm gonna let everyone else cook on that. So 503, go ahead and cook on that, my brother.
Yeah, man. I think to me, man, like they were saying in the documentary, man, like Horace was a beast coming out of college, man. He was like one of the first round draft picks in the draft, man. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And I think he kind of felt some type of way taking the back seat to Jordan. You know what I'm saying? If you check, like even like some of the past interviews Horace Grant did with like Hot 97 and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? He always had some real shit to say about Jordan, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of more ill shit he said that they didn't even put in the documentary, man. And I honestly think like bro he had some sour grapes in his mouth, you know what I'm saying, when it came to the whole Jordan thing, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? That's just me though, like, but you know, he seen what it was once he left. Like once he left and went to Orlando, like bro didn't win no more. You know what I'm saying? He came close, but you wasn't getting them rings like it was when you was with the Bulls. You know what I'm saying? And other than that though, man, if you ask me, bro, I feel like he leaked the information to old boy. You know what I'm saying? The white boy for the book. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because really, but before that, like Jordan was like he had like a squeaky little clean little image. You know what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
all of a sudden, you feel me? That shit came out and the book came out, and then after that, it was just like Jordan started getting that little bad rep or whatever. But that's all I got on it though, bro.
Don't worry about that. Yeah, you're right. You definitely got a good your point about that though, because I always felt like Horace Grant was, was envious of the fact that he was made under the shadow of Michael Jordan and felt like he should have had more credit than he deserves. But as we always say, there's levels to in sports. There's the superstars always going to get the fair treatment, while the other players, the second and third tier players, are going to get the lesser of the treatment. That's just how it goes. All right, fella, I'll let you have the floor. What do you want to counter about what we were talking about?
Um, just because you're a friend of a reporter doesn't necessarily mean that you were speaking to him on, what I mean, inside locker room tactics or what was going issues that were going on, your airing grievances doesn't mean that. You know what I mean? You gotta have a better source than that, you know what I mean, a better receipt than that. You know what I mean? That's just nothing more than hearsay, you know what I mean? Because I bet you Jordan has a bunch of reporters that frequently, you know what I mean, game after game, he sees the same faces and he might slip up and call them a friend because he's friendly with them and talks
Mm-hmm.
cordially with them in the dig. So I think I don't think we could just because Horace Grant said that say that yeah, that he's definitely the guy that, you know what I mean, leaked that stuff out. You know what I mean?
Well,
Um,
but let me counter that though, because here's the thing. I don't disagree when you're saying when you're saying that Horace Grant may not be the only person, but there might be other people that might have leaked out some of the information out. Now that I agree with, but at the same time, like when you come out and say like you're friends with the reporter and basically and basically cultivate a close relationship with him, like, and then you basically category deny that you were leaking out information. Like, how are we supposed to take that for verbatim? I mean, when you say that, it kind of looks shady to me. But go ahead, off, Phil.
I mean, it's still hearsay at the end of the day. You know what I mean? It's not nothing concrete, nothing. There was no audio taped or nothing like that, so we'll never really know exactly. You know what I mean? How the Jordan rules came about and who that reported sources were. In the
Mm-hmm.
day, so but at the end of the day, it sounds like the same old story. Horace Grant was jealous of Jordan, was he? Because that sounds kind of like Pippen too. Oh, Pippen came in the league, thought he was better than I don't know about that. You know what I mean?
Oh,
I think
we'll get to Pippen. Don't worry.
I think these guys understood who Jordan was, and you know what I mean, and understood their place. You know what I mean, and stayed in their lane. But you know what I mean. You hear one guy, one source. You know what I mean. But I bet you there's 10 more other sources on the different side saying otherwise, that these guys knew how to play their roles and wasn't trying to be the top guy, wasn't trying to be the GOAT, wasn't trying to be the Jordan. But I'll let y'all speak on that.
No problem with that. All right, Free Smoke TV, go ahead. If you got any 2 cents about the Horace Grant situation, about the Jordan rules book or whatever. Free Smoke, are you there, my man? You on mute? Okay, he's probably busy at the moment though. So, but we'll just continue on though until he comes
Hey,
back.
yeah, my bad, bro. I'm thinking I'm not on mute. I'm on mute.
Yeah, but go ahead though, bro. Like, what you've heard some of the different opinions about, what Horace Grant was saying, this week about how he called Jordan the snitch, but at the same time was basically had cultivated a relationship with a Chicago Tribune reporter and basically, leaked out some of the stuff that was going on behind the scenes in that famous book called The Jordan Rules. Now, I'm not saying like, Horace Grant was like the only sole source provider. Might have been other people behind the scenes, but let me hear what your 2 cents about that though.
Man, me personally, I mean, it's easy to go at Horace, but if we just keep it all the way a buck, like everybody was kind of hating and had it out for Jordan anyway on the low. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's easy to go at old Horace, but it could have been Pip, it could have been anybody. They all really had it out for Jordan. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
I mean, it ain't much to say on that, man. They is he say she say, like he said. We don't got no proof, bro. So we gonna
Yeah.
live with the what if. You know what I'm saying? So we can keep it rolling.
All right, for sure. Yeah, but now I'm gonna get into about the Scottie Pippen situation because Pippen's kind of been mad this week about how he was portrayed in the documentary because he was kind of viewed in the documentary as like a selfish person though, but unfortunately, what I've been dropping videos on the subject on my channel a bit is Pippen did to himself. But let me start with Latavius Moran about what were your thoughts about Scottie Pippen and how he was being perceived, during that time.
Well, I mean, as far as how you saw him on the court, I mean, you could see it in Scottie Pippen a long time ago. Like, I think he always felt like he was just as good as Jordan, or he just carried himself a different way. You could see that in him. You could see that he felt like, hey, I mean, I understand that Jordan, but would he win it without me? It's just the kind of way he carried himself. And I
Mm-hmm.
mean, even that he's older, some of the comments that you see him make in the news now about other players, you can see that in him. So I wouldn't disregard it. I wouldn't disregard what people said about him. I definitely think it's something to it.
Right. But let me ask you this about the contract situation. About that, do you think that Pippen should take responsibility for signing that contract, for that bad contract, or do you think do you think it's the other way around?
You signed it, so you're responsible for it.
Right.
You always got a choice.
Right.
That's kind of how, same thing with what's going on all around the league, NFL, whatever. When you sign a bad contract, you signed it.
Right.
I mean, I don't know what else you can say about that.
No, you're right though, because the thing that kind of has been kind of misperceived in this whole thing is that people are saying like, but Pippen was given a bad contract, but nobody convinced them to sign it because even the owner even said like, I wouldn't sign this contract because it's a really bad contract, and you still signed it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
go ahead.
no, I'm sorry. No, just saying, you put your pen to the paper. You could have held out. If you were good a player as you said you think you were, you could have moved on. But you know, You signed it, so I mean I don't know how you can argue about it on the back end.
Yeah, for sure though, man. You definitely right about that. All right, so 503 about the Pippen contract situation and then how Pippen was kind of been angry about how he was perceived in the documentary though. But let me get your 2 cents about the situation, my brother.
Well, I think Pimpin probably had the most sour grapes. About I think that was episode 6 or 7, 1 or 5, one of them episodes where he had quit uh against the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? And like that was probably his worst moment. You know what I'm saying? When he quit on the team. You know what I'm saying? And the whole contract situation. You know what I'm saying? My whole thing with Pimpin was like I didn't know until I went back and watched it. You know what I'm saying? When he to me he could have wrote his own ticket to me in my opinion when Jordan left. You know what I'm saying? That was your time to really just step up and show everybody like I can be Batman and not Robin. You know what I'm saying? So when it was time to do the great good for the team, you know what I'm saying, he kind of quit. You know what I'm saying? And he let out to dry. Even though Tony Kukoc made the shot and you know what I'm saying, they won that game, you know what I'm saying, they still went on to lose. You feel me? To I think it was Orlando or something like that.
Yeah,
So
that was the
uh
next year.
Pimpin' man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Yeah, so see that's what I'm saying. See, he didn't step up to the plate in my opinion when Jordan left.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He should have took that game over like Jordan did. And with the was probably one of the worst deals in
Yeah,
history.
503. Yeah, you're
You
breaking
know
up a
what I'm
little
saying?
bit,
He
my
shouldn't
brother.
have.
Yeah, you're breaking up a little bit, my
Okay,
brother.
you can hear me?
Now that's a little better. Go ahead, man. Oh,
Okay, yeah. I think Pippen he kind of fucked himself when he signed that deal, bro. Like that was probably like one of the worst deals in sports history. You feel me? He should have waited out and sat out. You know what I'm saying? And got him a better deal, like how all the other NBA players was doing. I mean, you had Jordan making upwards of 30 million a year. You know what I'm saying? You should have knew your worth. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he really understood his worth when he was with the Bulls. You know what I'm saying? And that's probably why he kind of still fucked up about that whole situation. But you live and you learn, and I hope like future athletes take heed to that. You know what I'm saying? You got to gamble on yourself, bro. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I feel about it.
yeah, for sure though. Now we got Stay Ready Boxing TV in the house though, man. What's going on, Stay Ready? You on mute, my man?
What's up with it, little bro? What's up with it, man? I ain't gonna be on long. I just wanted to come on, man, and just
Yeah, yeah.
just tell you congratulations on your success and keep building, man. What y'all chopping it up about?
Man, we were just chopping up some about the documentary, but we were just talking about Scottie Pippen, but about the contract situation and how he sat on the bench against the Knicks, and everything else in between. But go ahead if you want to give your 2 cents on the situation, if you like.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. He have surgery when he sat on
He
the
had
bench, or
back
was that
surgery.
or was that the migraine game?
No, I'm the back surgery probably was after like 91 or something, but the migraine head was 1990.
Okay. Well, with that contract situation, man, there was so much going on then. I'm not gonna speak on it because it's really for the most part, man, it's them dudes working hard for their money. I understand they signed the contract and everything they did, but
Mm-hmm.
he should have played it out because you did sign it. You should have waited like your manager told you to, but you didn't, and you signed and you set out. So you quit on your team. So at the end of the day, I don't respect that, but I do understand where he coming from as far as the money goes.
Right.
But he ended up at the end of it, he ended up getting a big payday from Houston, and he got a payday from Portland.
Right. No,
So
right.
and he got that payday from Portland, and he wasn't even the same player. Kobe used to use the shit out of him on a regular basis,
That is
and
so
this was
true. You're
young
right.
Kobe. This was young Kobe. Kobe used to, matter of fact, in 2000 in the playoffs when they met in the Western Conference Finals, that's when Kobe broke out and we actually found out who Kobe was.
Yep. Yep.
And Kobe
Exactly.
dropped 50 on that nigga. Like he wasn't the same defensive player, and he was bullying Kobe and everything back then. So you got your paydays, but
Yeah. You
but
know what?
but you like Jordan said, every player went through that time to where they got that small payday. Everybody went through it back then. You should have
Right.
just went through it and played through it, but I do understand where he came from.
No, I totally get it about that though, bro. But but let me ask you about the whole issue about the Jordan rules about book though. Um, there was a moment in the documentary where Jordan pretty much said that Horace Grant was the main source of that book though. You know what I mean? And then Horace came back during radio interviews this week and called Jordan a snitch. But I got a problem with it with Horace Grant calling him a snitch when you basically were
I
pretty
don't.
much.
I'm
Go ahead,
gonna
go ahead,
tell
man.
you why I don't, because did you hear what Horace Grant said? That a lot of stuff that he claiming he was doing, or we just go? That's like, okay, that's like I'm claiming you did something, but don't nobody else know. But I also know the truth and it didn't happen. So
Right.
we listen to two sides of the story. You can't be mad at him for coming out and speaking his truth, but and believe Jordan just because Jordan is the greatest player. That's
No,
like
right,
saying,
right.
okay, Tupac said he fucked Biggie gal, but Faith and Biggie both came out and said it didn't happen. But most of the majority of the world came out and believed that Tupac fucked Faith.
Mm-hmm. No,
So
right.
so it's like you can't sit there and just take one man's word. Look, you got to look at it like this: it's one side, it's two sides to every story, and then it's the truth.
Right.
You know what
Right.
I'm saying? And eventually the truth gonna come out, and you can't even knock it on some real nigga shit. Nigga, that was a snitch move. I don't care how you look at it. That was some snitch shit that Jordan did. You don't tell
No,
that kind of
yeah, you're
business.
right.
That shit was irrelevant to the whole storyline. That was irrelevant. So what was the even point of even bringing that up?
Yeah, I know that
That's,
really.
Factual. Thanks for
so
cleaning
you
up
can't
what I just
you
or just
can't knock Horace Grant
reiterating
for
what I
being
just
pissed off
said.
about
You know
that
what I
because I
mean?
would have
Because
been
now
pissed off
now
too if I
now
was
now
Horace Grant.
Abel's
Like
smelling, you know what I mean?
you
Now
don't sit
Abel's
there and tell
smelling the
what the
truth.
fuck we doing in
Man,
this locker
bro,
room. Nigga, I was married at the time.
all right, go ahead,
We
sir.
got bitches. I said Horace Grant could have been married at the time, and you sitting there telling about him fucking bitches
Facts.
and doing drugs, and he
He
might
has
not even
yeah,
be
he
doing
has
them no more.
grown ass kids watching this, you know what I
Or
mean, that
he
he's
could have
trying to
been just,
raise the right
and
way
then you gotta look at it like this.
Hold
You
on,
know
hold
how
on,
much
let
stories.
him finish.
I said, you know how much stories change up over time too. He could have walked in that room. It might have been one player, just one player, fucking with some cocaine. The other ones had some bitches, and then now all of a sudden I walked in the room, everybody was doing drugs, and it was all these women. Hey, come on,
Right.
no, you can't do it. I'm sorry.
No,
I don't.
you're right
I'm a
about
street
that.
nigga.
Right,
You
right.
you don't kiss and tell, and you don't walk in and see something and walk out and then go tell everybody business. That's some whole shit.
No, you're right about that though, bro. And I didn't really like how Jordan pretty much put the stuff out there early on in the documentary. Like, what does this have anything to do with it? Like, it didn't, it really confused
Exactly,
me
bro.
though, bro. Like, it really did just confuse me though,
Me
bro. But
too.
yeah, yeah,
It was
man.
a good. That was the only thing I didn't know, and that was a good storyline. Not gonna lie to you, if that would have been a movie, now if we'd have saw this in a movie and that was like it's going through parts of his life, I understand it. But this is a documentary. You don't have to put people business out there like that.
Yeah, for sure about that though, man. But yeah, that's pretty much what I had about this whole situation though. But there was people that were not included in the documentary too, which includes Craig Hodges though. He was not even included in the documentary. You know what I mean? But Anthony Brown basically said like it told you the position the team was and why they were losing before he got there. He didn't give any names.
But you understand why Craig Hodges wasn't they
Oh
didn't
yeah,
put
no,
Craig
no,
Hodges
no.
in the
Oh yeah,
documentary.
absolutely though, man. No doubt
Yeah,
about it though.
it's man. Look, I'm gonna tell you, it's politics and everything, and that's part of that's part of the reason. Shout out to Craig Hodges, man. I salute you because right now we need players like Craig Hodges
Right.
in the game, in the world. Period.
All right, so let me pass around about the whole issue about Craig Hodges. So, Moran, do you have anything you want to talk about in terms about Craig Hodges and about how Craig Hodges was like disincluded in the documentary? Let me unmute you first. Hold on,
Hey,
hold on.
yeah, hey, I'm gonna jump off and I'm gonna listen, but I appreciate you bringing me on. I'm glad I
Right.
was able to get my 2 cents and come bless your channel, man. I'm gonna listen in. I'm gonna be in the chat, man. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to you, all fella. Shout out to you, Latoris. Shout out to you, 503, my little brother, Houston hard hitter, and much love to you, Abel. Keep
Yeah, man.
grinding, keep building. You got much success, my brother.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. No doubt about it. So let
All
me
right,
pass on.
but
All
I
right, man.
but I got to indulge in his birthday weekend, so y'all turn up.
Yeah, man. Take care, bro. Stay safe. All right. All right, man. So let me pass this to Latavius Moran. So let me ask you this about the Craig Hodges angle though too, because he was not included in the documentary though. But let me ask you for your 2 cents about it though. You're on mute though, bro. So unmute yourself. All right, there
You
we go.
got
Go
me?
ahead, man. Yep,
Oh yeah,
I
like
can
I
hear you.
said,
Go ahead.
I didn't catch a lot of the documentary yet. I like I said, I like to wait until everybody get it out of the way. Then I come behind them. I don't want people kind of making my mind up about what happened. I like to watch it myself
Sure.
because all over social media what it is. So like I said, I don't know a lot about that, but obviously it's either something they didn't want him to say that
Mm-hmm.
he knew about about somebody that was important, or they just didn't feel he was valuable enough to do it, which I'm kind of thinking maybe he knew something that they didn't want out there. So,
Oh yeah.
like I said, I really can't speak on it intelligently. So,
Sure. I'll make sure that make sure to do that. Just check it out though too. So it's a really interesting
eh,
stuff. So just let you know. So Free Smoke TV. So we're just about talking about Craig Hodges though, about how he wasn't included in the documentary. Would you like to talk about that though, my man? Free Smoke
Yo,
TV. There
yo,
you go.
yeah. I don't know why Mr. doing that. What you said, brother?
I was talking. We were about to talk about Craig Hodges, about why he wasn't included in the documentary, and we pretty much know why. But I want to hear about your 2 cents about that though too, bro, because there's a lot of stuff about Craig Hodges. There's stuff about Craig Hodges that Jordan didn't want for him to talk about because it probably would have made things a lot worse for him. But the thing is though, with Craig Hodges though, bro, like he was way ahead of his time in terms of speaking up for the black community, but something that Jordan didn't want no part of. But go ahead and unleash, bro.
Yeah, I really want to fall back on what Latara said. That man knows something. That's why they won't bring him on, man. That's the only what did he do so bad on the court that you don't want to include him? So it have to be some off the court shit that he might expose. But then by not putting him on the kind of shit, light on him, because now journalists and all these people on these talk shows gonna want to know why you ain't on them.
Mm-hmm.
So you still shedding light on them on the cool by not putting them on there, because now it's a big deal. We on here talking about it. So just imagine, people is very interested and want to know why he wasn't included, which is gonna start something up anyway. You feel me? That's how I feel.
No, I agree with you on that because the thing is, though, bro, like there was no reason for Craig Hodges not to have a job in the NBA. He was only 33 years old when he got released by the Bulls, and then he gets no offer, all because of the fact that because he used his platform to stand up about major issues in the black community, something that the NBA wasn't allowing at the time. It just shook my head about that. But I was disappointed they never brought that up, and I know why they didn't bring that up. But I'll pass that question around. So 503. Let me hear what you have to say about the topic about Craig Hodges. What you got, my man?
Shit, man. Craig Hodges, man. I mean, I honestly think, man, Jordan probably feels some type of way, probably about some shit he said, man. We know Jordan was kind of like Uncle Tom back in the day, even though he is the GOAT. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? He was still on his Uncle Tom shit. Like, he didn't want to rub corporate America the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got so many LeBron fans going against Jordan, because, the one thing about LeBron, he might don't have the flawless record in the 6 rings like Jordan, but, man, LeBron fight for his people. He stand up for his people. You know what I'm saying? And I think Craig Hodges was like ahead of his time with that shit. You know what I'm saying? And you was on the team with Jordan, you know what I'm saying, was on that Uncle Tom type shit. He didn't want to rub the white man the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? That's honestly, excuse the loud music, man. That's somebody coming down banging. But yeah, man, I just honestly think Craig Hodges, man, he rubbed Jordan the wrong way, bro. That's why he left him out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Jordan didn't want him to come on now and expose some shit that was probably said, in the background. You know what I'm saying? Because Craig Hodges was definitely an important factor on that team, bro. He could shoot just as well as Ron Harper, motherfucking me, Steve Kerr, John Paxson. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? He was definitely one of their best point guards. You know what I'm saying? To me, he was better than Paxson and Kerr. That's just my opinion.
Oh
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
I
But
definitely agree.
I'm gonna pass the mic, man, and I'm gonna let the homies cook on that.
Oh yeah, for sure. So hot fella, what you got about the whole Craig Hodges angle, though, bro? How about the fact that he wasn't included in the documentary?
Yeah, there's definitely the brothers Latoris and Free Smoke in the dig. I think they hit it on the head. You know what I mean? He probably has something. You know what I mean? Something in his bag that he can release. You know what I mean? And they didn't want that. You know what I mean? To be put out front and central. You know what I mean? On one of the biggest documentaries that you know what I mean to hit our TVs. You know what I mean? In recent. So there's that. And he did, you know what I mean, have association, you know what I mean, back in those times with Louis Farrakhan, you know what I mean, and what 503 was alluding to, you know what I mean. Maybe Jordan was trying to distance himself, you know what I mean, definitely from that type of you know what I mean, pro-black type of activist type, you know what I mean. So that might be in the play of why he wasn't in the documentary or associated, involved in it as well. In the dig, Craig Hodges, I see, also filed a $46 million lawsuit against the NBA and all of its teams. You know what I mean, claiming that, you know what I mean, everybody blackballed him. You know what I mean, because he couldn't get no work after 1992, just as 503 says, when Chicago waived him. In the dig, so. Yeah, there's definitely some, you know what I mean, some unsolved mysteries, you know what I mean, with regards to Craig Hodges, you know what I mean. But I didn't really get to talk about Pippen.
Yeah, but go ahead and talk about Pippen. Go ahead.
I didn't really get to talk about Pippen because, you know what I mean, I did the knowledge to your video earlier, you know what I mean, and you was kind of saying how you didn't understand why Pippen's feeling the way he's feeling. You know what I mean? And Pippen kind of deserves what he deserves. You know what I mean? And
okay.
I mean, Pippen, I don't really agree with that. I mean, Pippen made his mistakes, but when you really break it down and look at the crux of everything, there's 6 championships within those dynasties. Pippen was involved in all 6 of them. So what is he talking about here? Why are we picking at scars? You know what I mean? Why was we down in Pippen when Pippen was involved in all 6 of these championships?
Time out, fella. Time out. See, now we're getting to the thick of things here. Here's the thing, though, bro. Here is the big thing here, okay? You got to understand one thing, though, bro. Like, the thing is, though, bro, as I see my brother LB in the house. What's going on, LB?
Chilling like a villain, man.
All right, but let me talk to Fella real quick. See, Fella, let me tell you something right now, though, bro. Listen, I agree with you that Pippen was a huge, component of those championships. But let's keep something in mind here. Pippen would not have been the player he became if he wasn't influenced by Michael Jordan. That's number one. Number two, the thing is, though, bro, like, listen, I get how Pippen was kind of upset about how he was not being revered as much, but at the same time, listen, nobody controlled your money. Nobody was telling you, oh, you better sign that 7-year, $18 million deal or else you're never playing basketball again. No, man, Pippen did that himself. And I'm telling y'all, and I keep telling this all the time, people need to really understand that, listen, players need better representation to figure out what their money is and try to figure out, what's the best financial situation for your family. But Pippen took the safer contract because he was concerned that he was never going to be able to provide. And I understood that mentality.
Yeah, on some young nigga shit. Niggas make mistakes.
But
still, you don't think a man of his caliber that plays on a dynasty team couldn't get no incentives in his contract? Well, you know what I mean? After the fact, yeah, nigga, you locked into this shit. But you know what? I'ma throw you an extra bag because you know what I mean. You were involved with another championship. They couldn't do that.
Listen, fella, he did this to himself because at the end of the day, even Reinsdorf told him to his face, bro, I wouldn't sign this contract because it's a garbage ass deal. You know what I mean? But Pippen still signed it. So at the end of the day, What do you want me to say? I don't care what age group at the age were at the time. Listen, he signed a bad contract because he was worried about his family's, well-being, which is well and dandy. He sacrificed huge amounts of money to help provide for his family, and I commend him for that. But at the same time, don't. If I was talking to him, I would tell him like, dude, don't try to just twist this around and say like, oh, I should have been paid more and more throughout my career. When you signed a contract yourself and you knew that Brian Stowe was not going to renegotiate your contract. Like, get out of here with that, though, bro. That's what's one thing you got to understand about that, though, Arvel. But go ahead and counter if you like.
I mean, you just don't know, and even if you do know this, it's still like, I'm not saying that it's not his fault. Like I said, it's his mistake. But at the same time, when you have his caliber of player, you know what I mean, helping your team to 6 championships, you know what I mean? We'll take away 6 and we'll say 3 at the time. You know what I mean? You can't throw him a little extra. You know what I mean? Throw him a little extra bag, a little 500,000 on top of what he gets. You know what I mean? For playing overtime, he's doing not overtime, putting in OT. My bad. He putting in playoff work. You know what I mean? Give him time and a half, my nigga. But they ain't giving him nothing. Straight salary, 2.7 a year. 2.7 a year. Come on, man. Like, they could have showed him a little bit of love, so you can understand why the man's a little bit disgruntled. And a disgruntled employee makes mistakes, my nigga. A disgruntled employee makes mistakes. But once again, this documentary was there to pick at those mistakes. And it didn't need to be there. We didn't need to see that. To love Jordan. We didn't need to see that to validate and solidify Jordan as a GOAT. That's what I'm trying to show niggas.
All right, next time, all right. I'm gonna actually counter about this Joe, just now. Okay. The reason why I'm gonna counter is simply this. Why did Pippen decide to take surgery late before the 97-98 season and miss 35 games? What is it, fella?
Because it's a selfish move. You know what I mean? It's a selfish move that because he's trying to make a statement, you know what I mean, to management because he feels underpaid. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give you a lower level of service, you know what I mean? And you know what I mean, and stop works. You know what I mean? And put in a surgery. That's what he's fucking with management. But that was a selfish play, a mistake. But at the end of the day, 6 championship rings.
All right. Hey, LB, you basically said that Pippen did it to himself. What would you like to add about this, though, my man? Go ahead, LB.
Well, the only thing I wanted to say with that is the fact, all right, this is both sides of the coin here. Yes, Pippen signed the deal when he was warned not to, right? But going back to my man's point, and salute to everybody on the panel, by the way, salute to everybody in the chat. The owner, when he told Scottie Pippen not to sign that deal, that owner couldn't have put more money in that. He had the ability to put more money in on Scottie Pippen's contract. He chose not to. Yeah, at the end of the day, it's Scottie's fault that he signed the deal or whatever like that. I have no issues with that. But you the owner. You the one that's cutting the check. You couldn't put more money in Scottie Pippen's pocket?
Yeah, that's true.
If you the owner and you sit down with your star player, you telling your star player, hey, don't sign that contract, don't he have the power to take that contract back and redo it?
Now you have a point on that one though too, but at the same time, I think about what Brian Stowe said. He basically said like, well, don't come back and try to renegotiate your deal. So the thing is though, bro, if I were Pippen back in 91, I would have said, listen, I'm not accepting that deal. I would have taken a 1-year, $20 million deal and then go to the free and then basically demand a bigger contract from Brian Stowe. And he wasn't going to give it to me, walk out as a free agent.
Yeah, but that just goes to show you how cheap they were. And that shows the lack of care that, that the ownership had for their players.
Oh, yeah.
Because if he cared for this player, if he really cared for his player, because he cared about winning championships and all that, but if he really cared for that player and Scottie Pippen, he could have easily said this, hey, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do, right? I'm going to tear up this contract, and I'm going to give you a 2-year, $30 million deal. Mm-hmm. And then at the end of 2 years, we can come back, sit down, and if you want to walk at that point, then that's up to you. But I'm gonna do everything I can to keep you. What do you say? He could have easily said that, but he
Right.
didn't.
Yeah. Definitely though. So let me pass it on to Free Smoke TV. What's your thoughts about the Pippen contract situation?
You say the pivot contract?
Yeah, the Pippen contract situation. Should he? What do you think? If you were Pippen, what you would have done in his shoes? If you were about to be signed a new deal, what would you do?
I mean, personally, when I think, I mean, it's sticky when you sign on the dotted line, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but at the same time, we don't know if he was hurting, if he was broke. You know what I mean? So we really don't know the effects of what was really going on. So, I mean, it's hard to say what I do in another man's shoes, but at the same time, I mean, me personally, I would have bet on myself. I would have pulled me a Kirk Cousins and got paid. I would have rolled it out.
Right.
But he obviously signed it super quick. So what that mean? He must need that little 2 million. You know what I'm saying? Something's going on. So it's hard to judge it. But me personally, I would have gambled on myself and went for the gusto. Because I'm young, I'm athletic, I'm in my prime. I bet on me. But you can tell he wasn't surrounded with, you know what I'm saying, the right type of business minded people that's gonna lace him up. Because obviously he couldn't have. So, that's my take. Hey,
All
obviously
right.
he was going through something because he signed it. So
Yeah.
you must needed that little change. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely understood that. So, Latavius Brand, would you have something to say about it?
Yeah, man. I wanted to say like, all right, we all, well, some of us might own businesses, but I still work. So we know that the boss want as much labor as cheap as possible, right?
Right.
They going. I always tell people when you go into a job, ask for what you can live off of because there everything a bonus, anything other than that is a bonus. It's not guaranteed. Only thing is guaranteed is what you're walking in the door with, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my point is, yeah, Scotty might have needed the money. And I can't blame him for signing the deal because he might have needed it. I don't know his situation. But at the same time, yeah, those owners could have paid him. But the truth is, they're not going to give it to you if they don't have to. I mean, that's the sad part about it.
Right.
The thing with Scotty, if somebody could have set him down, and that's one of the biggest problems, nobody can talk to these players, is that, hey, look, man, all these championships, whatever you get, they can't do it without you. They know they need you, but they're
Right.
not going to come off to you that way. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what, to me, that's what the dilemma is. And it's like sometimes you got to bet on yourself. And I know you might have to struggle a little bit to get that big deal that you want, but hey, you got to deal with it. And I just feel like I said, go in asking for what you can deal accept because there's no guarantee outside of that. So that's pretty much what I got.
Yeah, I definitely understood what you said though, bro. So that's a really good point. You know what I mean? I think we pretty much, got different various opinions about that though, about the Pippen thing though. But now we're gonna get into the bigger conversation at hand here, and I know this is the one that LB likes to touch upon the most about the greatest player of all time comparison. Now, I'm gonna go to LB first, and I'll go in this left to right reverse order. Now, here's the thing, though, LB. We have been going at these LeBron fanatics for almost a year now, and it's like it just never stops about the whole LeBron James versus Michael Jordan comparison. And I felt that the documentary kind of closed the deal about that, though, bro. But why is it that these guys on over the media are still trying to cape for LeBron this bad, though, bro? It's like an obsession here. But go ahead, though, LB. I'll let you cook, my man.
Man, look, when it comes to when you got guys like Shannon Sharp, that's basically the de facto wife of LeBron James, right? And then when you got guys like Kendrick Perkins, who's like being the side hoe, doing side shows and shit, it just it gets nauseating. And then today you had Kendrick Perkins out here doing all that snitching or whatnot. About what Paul Pierce did, or what all because Paul Pierce left LeBron James out the top 5. I don't understand. I leave LeBron James out the top 5, right? And I get people like Superman D-Bag coming in talking about I got these heat rocks, and he try to come at me all these accolades and shit. Or if I leave LeBron James out the top 5, I get all kinds of vitriol. Oh, you don't know what you talk about. You don't know shit about basketball, right? You get a guy like Paul Pierce. Now, Paul Pierce is highly qualified to talk about basketball. He's a perennial All-Star, NBA champion, Finals MVP, a future Hall of Famer. You would figure he'd be qualified because he's played LeBron James on multiple occasions. He's eliminated LeBron James from the playoffs on multiple occasions. But yet his word is not gold when it comes to the 5 greatest players of all time. In his opinion, really, let's just be honest about this. Paul Pierce is more than qualified to talk, more than a Channing Frye or a Kendrick Perkins or Kareem Rush who's speaking on Kobe, old trifling ass bastard.
Yeah, definitely.
Man, look, I ain't trying to take up too much time, man, but I'm gonna leave it at that, man. But that pisses me off, man. For real, you got all these fucking goddamn comets. That's my code name for scrub, right? All these scrubs are running around here thinking they can speak on superstars and all that. And they should know above anybody that there's levels to this shit.
Yeah, absolutely, man. No doubt about it, though, bro. Now I'm gonna save a question for Free Smoke TV here in a second there, but I'm gonna go to Latavius Miranda. I'm gonna ask you about the whole greatest player of all time discussion, though, bro. Like, what do you try to grade and value a great player from your perspective?
Well, I'm gonna start with saying this: Michael Jordan the GOAT. I don't think you can really debate that. But I think one of the issues people have is you're comparing the two wrong players. You should be comparing Jordan and Kobe because they were the same type of player. LeBron, KD, these guys are mutants. Like you don't see people that big play like that. You got to think LeBron playing in that era is like Karl Malone with his type of physical ability. You get what I'm saying? Like guys didn't move like that. You know what I mean? So I don't think you can debate those. You can't compare those two. I would compare Jordan to Kobe. They both had the same leadership. They had the same type of game. They play the same position. It's a lot to that. So, like I said, with a great player, leadership. Who got that dog in them? We know that both of those guys had the dog. LeBron had to gain that. He didn't have it early on. He's got it. I think D Wade kind of helped him bring that on, even though D Wade kind of lacked in there sometimes. But I felt like he brought him along to where he taught him how to, hey man, take it over. Go do your thing. If you think back to a couple All-Stars ago, Kobe told LeBron, hey man, quit passing up the last shot. Y'all remember that? He told him, stop passing up the last shot and go get it. And I think as LeBron got older, he took that on his shoulder and started doing that. But like I said, I'm not even counting the championships. You can't count out Jordan. He's the face of the NBA. You can say Jerry West, but when you look at it at the end of the day, what do people recognize? Even people that didn't see Jordan play. Michael Jordan. So, like I said, LeBron, he's great. KD's great. These guys are mutants. They can play in that era, unlike what some people say. But Jordan's the GOAT.
Yep, definitely though, bro. I definitely agree with you. All right, 503. Go ahead, my man. Try to bang the gavel down on the greatest player of all time discussion though, bro. Like I'll tell you though, man, these LeBron fanatics though, man, they're trying so hard to cape for LeBron though, man, but it's getting harder and harder though, bro. But go ahead and spill the ether, my man.
Can you hear me, bro?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. Go ahead, my man.
To me, man, the greatest player of all time, Michael Jordan. I can't go against the grain, man. Like, bro was that nigga. For me, my goal list, man, is probably Jordan, Kareem, and then LeBron. You know what I'm saying? And I gotta throw Kobe in there for honorable mentions. You know what I'm saying? But for me, it's Jordan, Kareem, and then you know what I'm saying, LeBron. But Kobe's still my nigga too. But I think what Jordan did, man, is that ain't gonna never be done again, bro. You know what I'm saying? 3-peat, back to back to back. Every time you came back, you won with your team. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's never gonna be done again. You know what I'm saying? And I just gotta let boys know, like, I fuck with LeBron. You know what I'm saying? LeBron is my nigga. You know what I'm saying? I like LeBron. Off the court, you know what I'm saying? The shit he do is
Right.
immaculate. You know what I'm saying? All the shit LeBron do. But at the end of the day, bro, he got too many L's on his record, bro. You know what I'm saying? He got too many L's. So
Right.
I'm gonna just leave it at that, man. I know we probably got some LeBron fans in the chat, but LeBron, man, he lost too many times, bro. That first time he went to Miami, bro, he shouldn't have lost to Dallas. You know what I'm saying? Now when he was in Cleveland in his younger years, I understand. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna just leave it at that, bro. I got Jordan, greatest player of all time, man. 6-0
Yep.
flawless, baby. TBE.
Yep. Definitely agree with you on that though. So go ahead, fella. Go ahead and drop the hammer down though, bro. Did this documentary finally drop the hammer down on the Jordan and LeBron and Kobe comparison?
Jordan and Kobe comparison.
Yep. Go ahead.
I mean, yeah, that comparison was always there. Like, I mean, Kobe's the carbon copy of Jordan. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean. At the end of the day, Jordan's the GOAT. You know what I mean? He was kind of speaking on the LeBron fanatics and whatnot, but some of the things how I rate you know what I mean, a great player, you know what I mean, or a GOAT, greatest of all time type player, is that, you know what I mean, you have the accolades, you know what I mean, LeBron got, you know what I mean, he got the accolades, you know what I mean, do you got the stats, the numbers slash stats? Yeah, LeBron got the stats, you know what I mean? Does he have the global awareness, you know what I mean? Did he take the game all across the world with it? You know what I mean? Maybe. I'm not so sure that he's as popular as Michael Jordan across, you know what I mean, all across the world. Michael Jordan's definitely the GOAT at that. Does he have a signature move like Michael Jordan? That's highly questionable. I mean, someone on the panel can tell me what LeBron James' signature move is, you know what I mean, and I'll wait, you know what I mean, because to me that's one of my, you know what I mean, variables to whether you were greatest players, that having that signature move, you know what I mean, and so he can't be my GOAT, you know what I mean. I'm definitely staying with my guy Jordan.
All right, there you go. All right, Free Smoke TV. This is for you though, bro. I'm gonna throw a major curveball for you because you want a piece of me for all the stuff, for everything, for my criticisms of James Harden though, bro. So go ahead,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Let's go. Let's go. What you got, man? And you guys can, and the other guys in the panel can jump into whenever they like. But go ahead, Free Smoke. Come on, man. I'm ready. Let's go.
What you want to politic on? What's first topic? What you want?
All right, here's the thing, though, no, my man. I've tried to tell Stay Ready for years about James Harden. Listen, I respect James Harden for what he's been able to do, you know, in terms of, you know, his offense creativity and his ability, you know, to create shots and all that. But I'm telling you this though, off the rip, the guy cannot play defense, and the guy takes way too many terrible shots to the point where he really takes himself and his team out of the offense. You know what I mean? I listen. You go back to all the times they've been in the playoffs, high scoring throughout the regular season, but what happened in the playoffs? They figure you out. You know what I mean? And listen, as much as I respect what he's been able to do throughout his career, the way he playing, it will not duplicate to a championship. But go ahead, Pre Smoke. Let me see what you got.
Okay, you very very funny because obviously you're not in your stats. You're not keeping up with the data, bro. And it's
Oh,
it's it's
okay.
funny to it's funny to say James Harden don't play defense. That's like the easiest. That's like a fat mama joke, bro. Go check the stats, bro. James Harden is in the top 8 in defense in most all categories, bro. He like number 2 in steals, bro. Like, stop playing with this man, bro. It's not what you make him out to be, bro. You sleep. Now let's
Come
go back.
on, my man.
Let's do paperwork.
All right,
Let's
I'm
go.
listening. I'm listening.
Let's go back. What 20? What first Golden State series?
20. I think it was 20. I think 2015. I think.
No KD.
Oh no! With no KD. Yeah, with no KD. That's right. That was correct.
And how many games we win, sir?
You only won maybe. What was it? I think it was like maybe one game. I think.
No, sir.
I think it was two.
2.
Okay, there you go.
Okay.
Nah.
Hold on. What else they did to everybody else in the Western Conference? What did they do? What kind of object did they pull out and use on the ground? A broom. They swept everybody else. We won 2 games. Peep game now. This doing the Golden State Dynasty. We the only team actually got 2 games in that series in that playoffs. They swept everybody else. Fast forward the next year. We go how many games?
That year you guys went 7 games, but
said 7 games, right? More than anybody else in the Western Conference playoffs, correct? Right?
Right, but at the same time, I could easily counter by that. Who's your coach, Mike D'Antoni? Has his system worked to a championship?
Not yet. Just like any coach that haven't won their first championship. Okay, I don't give a damn how long it take. Goddamn Andy Reid been coaching goddamn older than me and probably your father. And goddamn, this man just won a championship. So it don't solidify your legacy or who you are as a coach. If it take you a little longer to win a championship.
Well, let me tell you.
Because I'm gonna tell you like this here. I like the James Harden jokes, but guess what? We went fixed it. We handled it. We went got a real dog, a weird Will Westbrook shit going on.
Oh,
and
really?
See, it's a lot of different. Yeah, really. You tell me right now. You name one player in the NBA that if you wanted to start a team, and what city you from?
I'm from Minnesota.
Minnesota, goddamn Mahari Spurs. Goddamn me. If you had a franchise, bro, you telling me if you wanted to just set your culture and your tone and your attitude and your hard work and your tenacity and everything that you want is how you want to run your program on intensity of how you expect your players to play every night. What player than Westbrook you gonna pick?
What player other than Westbrook that I'm gonna pick? Easy. I pick KD. I pick KD to start a franchise with. Yeah, absolutely.
Kerr Weedy.
What?
I'm not. Listen, I'm not talking about the better player.
Right.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm speaking culture, bro. I'm speaking mindset of the team, the mindset of the facility, what we pumping out, what we producing over here on our team. I said, if you want to go get you an emotional leader, a guy that's gonna go out there and show young players and upcoming players every night, this is how you're supposed to play. Who you gonna pick over Russell Westbrook?
I always say, I'm gonna keep saying Kevin Durant, because the fact is Kevin Durant's got he's got rings. Unfortunately, Russell did not. Russell was the reason why KD left to Golden State in the first place. He couldn't win with a guy that was playing reckless basketball during the playoffs. It worked well during the regular season, but when it comes down to playoff time, you know me that all of that.
Okay, not. Hold on, brother. So you telling me in that you up 3-1 at the crib bowl? You hear me? You got an opportunity. Even if you blow this game, you up 3-1, bro. So obviously, you got a couple more games to win to go to the next round.
All right.
Right, wrong, true or false?
Nah, that's false on that. I heavily disagree with you on that.
Time out. Do you or do you not have a 3-1 lead? That's just a simple question.
Oh, wait. I didn't hear that question, though. I didn't hear that. Then yes, that was
true. Do you or do you not have a 3-1 lead on the Golden State Warriors, OKC?
Oh, of course. Yeah, absolutely.
And who was on that team, my brother?
That was KD. But at the same time,
and who else was on that team, my brother?
Again, it was Russell Westbrook. But at the same time, Listen.
And how many points was Kevin Durant was scoring in that series, brother? And following that, tell me how much Russell was scoring.
Well,
before the tragedy.
Well, I don't have the stats right in front of me, but I could probably remember it was like around 28 points per game when they were up 3-1. But the thing is, though, bro, like, listen, it wasn't. Listen, Kevin Durant is
no. Listen, I'm not talking. Listen, I'm not going to debate about Kevin Durant versus Westbrook. We both know as basketball players, fans, that KD hands down a better player. I'm saying mindset, tone, attitude. You're not going to get Kevin Durant for none of those things that I'm telling you.
Bro. All right.
You'll get Kevin Durant to teach him how to shoot jump shots. Well, but starting the team, bro, you is not for to bring Kevin Durant in to set no culture, to set the tone and the attitude and the intensity on the team. You mean to tell me you're going to go get Kevin Durant for that job?
I'm just saying I'm picking Durant, but that's just my opinion. But Latavius Brand wants to chime in on this one, though. So go ahead, my man.
Go ahead. All right.
Hey, I hear the argument on both sides with Harden, but the one thing I do remember, I'm not mistaken, that series they went 7 games with Golden State, didn't Chris Paul get hurt like game 5?
Yeah,
Chris Paul got hurt, bro. We was up 3-2. Man, listen, if Chris Paul don't get hurt, I'm gonna let him finish. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah. They was giving them problems. Like Golden State, they had a good chance of losing that one. The only 2 things I see wrong with Harden, well, the one thing I see is because he got that old man style of play, which he gonna be able to play when he's 40. Like, not really 40, but you know what I mean. He can play old because he's not based on speed or size. It's just the skill, and I feel like he got to realize I don't have to score 50 every game. I don't have to score 50 every game. I can use my teammates sometime. And I think that hurt him more than anything. And that goes back to the coaching, because I feel like him and Chris Paul should have never been on the floor together. They should have had Chris Paul run a lineup, Harden run a lineup, because you basically take Chris Paul's power away. Because what he does is create. He make it easy for everybody else to score. And I feel like them on the floor together, they kind of cancel each other out, because either Chris Paul's not going to score or Hart's not going to score. You know, so it's I know it's a toss-up with the coaching on it. But like you said, man, Harden, hey, the boy cold, skill-wise, the boy, you could tell he put in a lot of work in the gym. So it's just when that mindset hit him, like, look, do I want to win or do I want to score 50 every night? Yeah, I think that's what it comes down to.
All right. No problem, man. So go ahead, Free Smoke. Go ahead.
And that's the key. That's why you go get not only somebody that you play with in OKC coming into the league, a guy you've been playing with since 9 years old, bro. Since we both joined the AAU in LA, bro. 2 kids that grew up together, playing in the ranks, growing together, middle school, high school players, following each other in college, making it to the league, follow up on the same team. You go get one of them type of dudes. And I understand what you're saying about Harden don't have that. He don't have that playoff takeover mode. Just like you said, he scored 60 with his eyes closed on the string. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, just like he like right now, we just having this debate. It's a good similarity. He like Pippen right now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So he needs to.
Okay, just hold on one second. Mr. Big Chest basically said, Mr. Free Smoke, 2015 and 2016, y'all got beat in 5. 1 year, Steph Curry didn't even play. Harden was pitiful. 2017, your boy Harden got punked by an old Ginobili. 2018, he was 7 of 44 from 3, and 2019, Curry murdered y'all. And then also Free Smoke, Mr. Big Chest said, KD went 10 for 31 in back-to-back games, but Russ shot 17% from 3-point range. Go ahead, man.
Man, that sound good on the phone, nephew. But what I'm telling you, and live watching it, bro, that's true. The Spurs, hey, the city was finna burn the jerseys and go crazy after that playoff series. We was finna go march down there to the Toyota Center, and hey, we was gonna start a ride after that. You feel me? We was finna turn it in.
Right.
But bro came back. He got stronger. He showed that I can overcome this shit.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, bro, we can sit here and rap and cap, And whoever, shout out to the whoever that was in the chat, I couldn't get your name. They brought them old facts. Them but
Mr. Big
remember,
Jess.
now bring me in 15 and 16. Ask that same person in the chat to tell me how many All-Stars or halfway All-Stars we had on that team with Harden. Yeah, he curved out, but what else we had? You feel me? So when the team built off one player, win, lose, or draw, you gonna fail anyway. You gotta have a team when you playing. You in the West, by the way. You playing Golden State. You see what I'm saying? You playing Portland. You
All right.
playing the Spurs was still around. Like you playing tough teams, bro. You gotta have a team. And what Harden was able to do one deep for a long time until we really got CP. You feel me? What is Harden been playing with in Houston since he been here?
All
We
right.
had watched up the White that didn't want to play.
All right. All
We
right. All
ain't
right.
had
Hold on.
nothing.
All right. All right. So, Latavius Boran, I'll let you go ahead and say what you got to say, and then I'll have 503 take the mic. Go ahead, man.
Hey, my one last quick point I forgot to say is Harden got to adjust his game to the playoff game because in the regular season he gets, man, I don't know how many fouls a game and probably 20 points at the free throw line. And then he comes to the playoffs and expect those same calls. And you know, they call it way different in the playoffs. If he adjusts that, I think that'll help too. But that's one of the things people don't look at is that, hell, he get 20 points and free throws a game in the regular season. But they're calling the game tighter. But when the playoffs come, they let him play a little bit. And I think he does things expecting those calls and it don't happen and it kind of affects him throughout the game. So I just forgot to say that earlier.
Yeah, no problem, man. So 503, what you got to say about this, though, my brother, Mister one of the Houston brothers, so that is a Golden State fan. Go ahead, my brother.
Listen, man. I love my brother Free Smoke, man. That's my brother for the rest of my life, man. In real life, you understand me, but he already knows.
503, you're breaking up a little bit, brother.
Me,
Hey, you're breaking up, bro.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's better.
Hello?
Go ahead. Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, man. Like I say, man, Free Smoke, that's my bro. You know what I'm saying? But to me, like we've been having this debate for a long time. You know what I'm saying? I always tell him like James Harden is the best regular season player, but when it comes to the playoffs, I think that most teams they slow the game down and you know what I'm saying, they kind of wear down on James Harden, you know what I'm saying? And I think like even like Golden State Golden State is my team, you know what I'm saying? I always been a Golden State fan. Everybody know this, you know what I'm saying? I never ever fuck with the Houston Rockets, you know what I'm saying? I never really been a Rockets fan and I'm from Houston, Texas. You know what I'm saying? But one thing about the Rockets, they don't know how to put teams together. You know what I'm saying? They get players past their prime. You know what I'm saying? They get dudes past their prime. They pay dudes. They overpay dudes. You know what I'm saying? That's washed up. You know what I'm saying? But the best thing they ever did right now was put Russell and Harden together. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's going to be enough to take down the Lakers or take down the Clippers and Milwaukee and teams like that. I don't know.
Right.
It's yet to see because the season stopped. You know what I'm saying? But I like James Harden. You know what I'm saying? James Harden is probably gonna be like a Manu Ginobili type player who's gonna play up until his late 30s, early 40s type. You know what I'm saying? He play under the rim. He got a lot of skill, a lot of finesse, great footwork. He can go to the rim. He can dunk. He can draw the foul. He can shoot. He can do all them things. You know what I'm saying? But the biggest, like, just like with LeBron, you know what I'm saying? James Harden have to get over that hump in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? They can make it to the second round, third round. Every time they go up against that elite team, that's when they start having problems.
Exactly.
Now, my personal opinion, I don't think that James Harden and Russell Westbrook is going to be able to deal with a Kawhi Leonard and Paul George and Patrick Beverly. I just don't think that's going to happen.
Right.
But it's yet to be determined. I might be wrong.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I might be wrong, bro. But my biggest criticism of James Harden is he the best regular season player, but when you get in them late situations, them late game situations, bro, the coaches on the opposition, they figure them out. You know what I'm saying? Golden State has done this numerous of times. You know what I'm saying? I really honestly thought Golden State was gonna lose to the Rockets back in 2017. I think that was
Yeah, it
when,
was. Yeah.
when they had it down. You know what I'm saying? But when, like CP got hurt, that was a blessing in disguise for Golden State, and
Yep.
we ended up winning that series and ended up beating LeBron them in the finals. You know what I'm saying?
Hang on 1 second, 503, because Mr. Big Chest made a great point here. He said, my problem with Harden is that he's looking for fouls, then he jacks up threes. Mike D'Antoni's system does not win championships, but it does help your primary player take 30 shots a game. And he said, I respect James Harden for his creativity, but the dude has to learn how to control the games when the game is slowed down. He has to learn how to pick his spots because you can't be guns blazing all the time.
Nah, he right.
I like that point. Shout out to them. I like that. Tell them I like that point. That was real.
Yeah, because Mr. Big Chest has a really good mind about that, though. But he's right, because the thing is, though, bro, like, you got to learn how to adjust your game. And you know what's the one thing I don't like about James Harden? And I'm going to get to Odd Fella in a second. The thing I don't understand about James Harden is he don't know how to work without the ball. He always has to keep the ball in his hand all the time to do something with it. If he learned how to play off the ball, he might be even a better scorer than what he is now. That's my big gripe against that.
He really can play off the ball, bro. They just don't do it down here because it's. I mean, it's his team. But if you don't watch him like we do, we watch every game, every minute, every second. Bro, he very good off the ball. He just don't play much off the ball. But if you really watch him, he's very good off the ball. Create a lot of wide open shots. Like, you don't get this man his credit, bro, of all the assists that this man create, bro. Put the scoring to the side, bro.
I give him this
man
credit.
Assist the ball, but he get a ball hog rip all the time. He, like Lil Bro said, he jacking up threes. The system is three, but you're not listening. Our system is threes, layups, and dunks, and free throws. That's all they want the man to do. If my coach tell me, hey, free smoke, I need you to shoot all threes, layups, and dunks, and draw fouls, I'm gonna do that. That's what my coach told me to do.
No, I respect that. No, I have no problem with what you're saying. You know what I mean? That's why I believe that if somebody if a different coach comes in and tries to revamp, the Rocket style.
Like we got some rumors brewing right now. That's why I'm hoping Corona shut the season down, because if the season shut down, then Tony contract over with. And if obviously in Houston, if we ain't paid your ass by now, we ain't trying to pay your motherfucking ass. So we finna go get. They talking about Jeff Van Gundy. He really smart. I think it'll. We had him once before. It's a bad taste when you had a coach and then you bring him back. You know what I'm saying? Right. But I think he'll be able to know how to use Harden and Westbrook the right way. And plus, just like y'all just said about the Lakers and if we get us one more piece, that's all we need. We got the backcourt. We need a big. Forget all that smile ball talk. That was just cap to get rid of Capella. That was not real. That was a blur. You see me now, you don't. They going to go get a big. I'm telling you, that's what we in Houston, we is hoping that the season cancel so D'Antoni contract can be up and we can go pick us up a coach. Me personally, I feel like if we win it, we can go get a championship next season. I don't give a damn what, and I'm LeBron. I love LeBron, but I'm a Houston fan first until we knocked out the playoffs, and then I'll follow LeBron.
All right.
Long as Houston in it, we good.
All right. Now I want to hear from Alpha about this whole debate, though, bro. You want to drop in anything you guys say, though, my brother?
I mean, my whole opinion about Harden is I see where a lot of folks see his defensive flaws. Free Smoke said was crediting how many steals he gets, you know what I mean? But steals may be a misleading stat, you know what I mean? Because there's other 50, 60 plays down the court where he's not reacting. He's acting like a pylon, you know what I mean? And opposing players are just passing by him with free will. You know what I mean? So yeah, you get 2-3 steals a night, but what about those other 50, 60 plays? You know what I mean? Yeah, he a great
Hey,
scorer.
I ain't trying to cut you off, but he's a top post defender as well. Cook on.
All right. He a good scorer. I can't lie about that. But from watching, you know what I mean, the Raptors back in the day, I seen a great scorer myself in Vince Carter. And Vince Carter didn't lead us to nothing but what the second round. You know what I mean? There's no championships there, you know what I mean? So there's many great scorers that, you know what I mean, that come and go and come on teams, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to lead your team to a championship, especially when you're getting rid of personnel that, you know what I mean, that I think you need. You know what I mean? Like the getting rid of Clint Capella, that's obscene.
Right.
Oh, that's obscene. He's a young big man that what was he getting, like 14 and 13 or something like that? Like
Right.
some nice fat double stats. You know what I mean? Getting blocks as well. He was a nice defensive clog in the key and whatnot. So I just don't understand that with this whole small ball theory that Michael D'Antoni thinks that's gonna get the NBA championship. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's all I really got to say about Harden. You know what I mean? I'm not taking nothing away from his scoring prowess, but as far as leading the Rockets to a championship, it remains to be seen that style of basketball can win any type of championship.
All right. Well, I really like this debate, though, guys. I think we're gonna keep that, in mind in the future debates, though, when basketball, resumes again. But at this point, we're just pretty much I'm just pretty much speculating about where this is gonna go. But we just have to wait and see, when basketball resumes. But there's two big points Mr. Big just has before, and then we're gonna wrap it up. He said when the Rockets had CP3 should have been the primary ball handler in crunch time instead of Harden. I think he was saying, because CP really makes mental mistakes in the clutch, and Harden could have been a way much more effective. And then he also said, let's see, let me pull this up as my computer.
Hey,
There you
them
go.
facts though. But before he got hurt, he was the number one. He was the fourth quarter closer, bro.
Yep, I agree.
You
with
right,
that.
Mr. Big Chest. That's true. But before he got hurt, he was the closer. That's how he pulled his head in.
All right, and also one more thing. He also said Harden has improved defensively, but still has his lazy points. You can't post him up, but yes, facing him one-on-one. If he gets lackadaisical, you can't be lazy and play under the screen just to conserve energy. All right, go ahead, Free Smoke.
So you telling me LeBron don't be lazy points and taking plays off on defense? Okay, all the big dogs, they gonna do that. If I know I got to carry my team on offense, I'm not finna go. You see Kawhi, best two-way player, stay in the ice bag. Shit, nigga came, man, gotta stay laying down, elevate them legs and knees and shit, bro. Man, that shit to each his own, bro. Load management, man. When crunch time, I know people love to criticize Harden. That's cool. Cause we watching everything, bro. When he want to lock in on D, that dude is one of the top defenders when he want to. You know what I'm saying? That's a knock on some people, but that's the new NBA. How many players out here just locking up defense?
Not many.
A
Only about 5.
Probably about 6 or 7.
Probably 5. I can name 5 because I can name Jimmy Butler.
You see what I'm saying? And there's over hundreds of players in the NBA, bro.
Right, true.
So I'll take all the little defense deficiencies or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because what top NBA player ain't doing that? Kawhi ain't taking plays off. He just sending games out and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you just give and take. Well, what Harden been giving, bro. But see, I like all that because I feel like Harden now, being from down here, have to go through the criticism with him. It's like, okay, cool. Mm-hmm. Just like we can sit here and criticize everything about him, he got to look at that shit too and look at, I got everything except a championship, bro.
Right.
This all I got to do is get a championship. If Harden get one championship, he gonna go down as a top 10 player of all time because by the time he finished playing, he gonna be up there with Bron and them with all the stats. Bro, the man could score 60 points and people gonna criticize the shit out of him like it's easy. Who the fuck can score 60 points like that?
Right. Okay.
So you gotta give and take. You know what I'm saying? To me, being down here watching him develop into, because he wasn't like that at first when we first got him. You see what I'm saying? But seeing where he at now, it's like he need a sidekick that he gonna trust. Cause Harden is one of them stubborn, closed in dudes. You don't see him with a lot of NBA players. He ain't hanging with the crew. He is in his basement getting up shots while everybody's sitting around. That's why he cocky like that, bro. The man is a gym rat, bro. Harden, bro, like literally in the city working, bro. You will find Harden in any area putting in some work somewhere. Even during the quarantine right now. He running hills and shit, bro. This man he may look funny, bro, but the man he got it on his mind. Then you go get somebody else. Russ, I'd have averaged a triple-double for 3 years. You see what I'm saying? I done been an MVP. All I need is a championship.
All right.
They ain't trying to be Barkley.
All right. Cool. So I think right now we're gonna save this debate. I'm gonna talk to Big Chess to maybe come by next week, and then Free Smoke, if you like to come in and continue this debate, though, bro, I think that would be great, though. If you guys have agreed to come on in, we could do that. We could do that though too. So, but yeah, this has been a really great show, guys. I've really had a great time though, you guys. So, but this is now the time that we're gonna start wrapping things up though. So I'm gonna start with Mr. Letarius. Letarius Borvan. Go ahead and give me your last words, though, bro.
As far as Harden, man, like I said earlier, the man works hard. You can tell he works on his craft. I don't think that it's more the players around him. I think he just got to get in his mindset. I'd rather win than put up 60. And it looks so easy for him. That's how good he is. It's just that
Right.
are you going to grow the rest of your game and figure out that, like LeBron, he knows when he got to take over and when he don't. If you look at earlier this regular season, LeBron wasn't trying to win those games. You noticed they lost some games where he was just trying to say, okay, come on, Anthony, come on, AD, put it up. Hey, come on. Like he's trying to feed them and get their confidence up. So then when crunch time comes, he does what he has to do, but he knows who he can trust. And I feel like when Harden get that part of the game going, he'll be all right. And like I said, also with the playoffs, knowing that you're not going to get as many fouls. And MJ's dope, like we said earlier. LeBron's great. KD's great. One last point I want to make though.
Yeah, sir.
Somebody tell Giannis to call Dirk Nowitzki and learn that mid-range turnaround. He unstoppable. Somebody tell him to call that man, because if he get that mid-range turnaround, it's over. It's LeBron go ahead and retire because he's not winning another. And if he pick that one move up, man. But that's it, man. I appreciate y'all having me, man.
Yeah, man. Whenever you want to come by, though, bro, you can always reach out to me. You can always jump in, okay?
Man, appreciate it, man.
Yeah, no problem. Now, Mr. 503, go ahead and give me your last words, though, bro, before we get out of here, man.
Oh, man, much love to you, man. Much love to the whole chat, man. Mr. Big Chase for bringing them facts. You know what I'm saying? Bringing the cold stone facts, man. Having us up against the wall. You know what I'm saying? I love when brothers come in and, talk they shit, pop they shit, man. Much love to the whole chat. You know what I'm saying? The panel, man. My bro, Free Smoke, man. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Brown, all fella. You know what I'm saying? We gonna definitely try to keep showing you love, bro, and keep doing what you're doing, man. Like I love what you're doing with the basketball talk, man. I hate that we don't got no basketball right now. I know boxing finna come back around, man, but hopefully we get more basketball real soon, man. Much love to you, bro, and y'all be on the lookout for me, man. You know what we do, man. We go live at 5 every day. You know what I'm saying? Monday through Friday. We'll be back. You know what I'm saying, in full effect next week, man. And we're gonna keep doing the thing, man. But much love to you, little bro. And hey, man, I'ma just say this, man. Golden State will be back in the motherfucking me conversation. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all on the LeBron wave right now. Y'all on the Clippers and Harden and all that, man. But I'm staying down with my Splash brothers, man. Ooh-wee. Straight like that, man. And this your boy 503 Line, and I'm gone, man.
All right, man. All right. Okay, Mr. Oddfell, go ahead and give me your last, my brother.
just to close off, I'm saying German's Bundesliga is a soccer league over there in Germany. They've resumed play. You know what I mean? This is a top flight soccer league that has some of the world's wealthiest players. They've resumed play in Germany, you know what I mean, in empty stadiums. You know what I mean? But we got guys on this panel, you know what I mean, talking about let's cancel the season. You know what I mean? When you know what I mean, these teams got the best of doctors and physicians and healthcare and whatnot. And uh, uh, just think about a decade ago when baseball, you know what I mean, decided to have a lockout. You know what I mean? The players came out and had a lockout. You know what I mean? Did they ever recover from that? You know what I mean? This Last Dance documentary, it was a quick fix. You know what I mean? It was a little fix for us basketball junkies. But if basketball is closed, you know what I mean, and canceled for you know what I mean for the rest of the season, will our short attention spans be there when it comes back for the next?
Mm-hmm.
It's your favorite, get your most hated all filler. Salute to everybody on the panel. You know what I mean? Free Smoke TV, 503 Line with Taurus Bovin. You know what I mean? Of course, the MSP, Mahari Sports Podcast. Y'all know what it is.
Yes,
Salute,
sir.
and I'm out.
Yep. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, Free Smoke TV. Go ahead and give me your last words, though, bro. I love the debate we had tonight, man. Go ahead and give me your last words.
Hey man, appreciate everybody that showed love. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the panel, man. It was another classic, you know what I'm saying? Every time.
Yep.
Appreciate the hop, man. Appreciate the love, bro. I'm any chance I'm coming, bro. I see it's a lot of James Harden heat around here. So I gotta be a fire marshal, you know what I'm saying? To put that
Yes,
heat
sir.
out. You
Yeah, no
understand me?
problem,
But
man.
appreciate the love, bro, man. Shout out to everybody that came through, man. It was a good event.
All right. Thank y'all for you. Thank you guys for tuning in. The Turvis Moran, 503 Line, Odd Fella, and Free Smoke TV. Thank y'all for tuning in, though, guys. You guys were fantastic, though. For everybody in the chat, make sure to smash the like button on the way out there, too. But this was debate night out here on MehariNation Sports Podcast. Much love to the entire LDBC, and we out. Y'all have a good night, guys. Peace. All right.